I mean, yeah, I knew that the audition when I did it with Zoya, I knew that was the final one. I was just sitting at home auditioning for other things. I did not know which direction my life is going in again. And I'm not looking too much into the future. I just know I want to keep improving.
Yeah. Hey guys, my name is Shravan Shah and today I'm going to be having a conversation with the super talented Vedang Raina in the house. What's up?
All good, how are you?
I am great. This is the energy I want you. Now you know.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're great.
Now I'm prepared.
You're prepared for this. What's up? How have you been?
Nothing, man. All's been great.
Yeah. Were you prepared for the madness your film release unleashed?
No, I don't think I was. I
Yeah?
think, I mean, this was going on for so long. The preparation or the build up to the release was so extensive
Yeah.
that when it happened, it still took me by surprise because I forgot that it's going to, actually be out there for people to see and it's going to have a reaction and so on. So, but all's good.
Yeah.
All's great.
Let's take you back in time. Okay. So, when you got the call that, hey, come audition for this, how did you react that time? Were you like, on the phone, were you like, oh, okay, sure. And then did you like scream, shout, or were you very calm?
Nothing. I
Like
had
no reaction at all?
No reaction because
How?
I
Why?
just didn't believe it.
What? That they called you for an
Because
audition?
You know what happens with these auditions is that so many times I was locked for like an ad or something and they say, yeah, block the dates and okay, you're on, we're ready. And then they call you and say, unfortunately, you can, you can release the dates now. So I was fully prepared that this is one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Karan Malli, who's the casting director of the film, he had called me and he'd said this, but I just didn't believe it. And my reaction kind of was, I'm sure he was disappointed by it because I was like, oh, okay, so are we doing this? He said, yeah. I said, okay, fine. But I didn't believe it. I didn't
Such a cold reaction.
It was really cold and I didn't intend it to be like that, but it's just, I've been conditioned to just not believe.
Thanks to all the things that you didn't get.
Yeah, to all the things that I
did they
didn't
tell
get.
you it was for Archies?
Yeah, of course.
They told you it was for Archies?
Of course. When I was auditioning only, I mean,
They told
obviously
you it was for Archies and you knew who was making it and all of that.
Yeah. That was the first thing I'd heard about the project, so which was super exciting.
Yeah.
Because I knew of the Archies because my parents are big fans of the comics, and also Riverdale happened, so I think more people became aware of it. And Zoya was involved, so it was going to be this mammoth project. I was aware, but I just didn't believe that this was. And also, I'd been auditioning for so long.
How long have you auditioned for?
For this film, my first audition was 3 years from like 3 years back.
2020.
So December 2020.
Oh wow.
So that's when I gave my first audition, and they locked me, I think, in September or August of 2021.
What were they doing?
I don't know. I think there was that phase during COVID, when COVID hit, that they weren't doing much. So I think that those 3-4 months ka gap happened.
Yeah.
So I'd fully forgotten about it. I don't think I thought this was ever going to happen because I'd done a couple of auditions. Then 4 months 3 months I didn't hear back, something along those lines. So I thought it's not going to happen.
No, but was this one of those auditions where you go and audition, or was this like online audition?
I gave all my tests online except the last 2.
Okay.
Because it was happening during that weird phase where everyone was at home. So I was doing self-tests from home.
And after the final audition, in how many days did you hear that, okay, you're on?
It was a bit. I think it was a couple of weeks.
Again?
It was a couple of weeks.
Wow.
Because, I mean, yeah, I knew that the audition when I did it with Zoya, I knew that was the final one. So if I didn't hear back from this, then now nothing more is going to happen.
Yeah.
But luckily it did.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the first day when you went on set, do you remember that day?
First day, of course.
Yeah. Where was it?
So it was in Ooty. We had gone for a long sked in Ooty. So it was a couple of months where we had to be away from home. And the first day of shoot was for the cast announcement that had come back a while back. It was that video of us where all the names and all had come for the first time. So that was the first day of shoot. And before that we did a photo shoot and I was stressing and I was just thinking that, it was quite a simple thing. You don't really have to, there was no performing really happening.
Yeah.
But I was so worried because it was the first time I was properly on camera. Then I knew that this project is, as big as it is. So there was a lot of pressure.
Also, what I like about your character is that from the first scene, you exactly know what is the vibe of this guy. You exactly know that women love him. Okay, but deep at heart, he's this innocent guy who's hiding his feelings from people. But out there, he's this cool dude of the town. When you play a character like this, okay, and now that the film is released and all of that, have you received that one message? Of course, you've received a lot of messages, right? But that one message that has probably just stayed with you and it's going to stay with you for a longer time.
Dear Vedang, sometimes we do things and the impact can never be encapsulated for years to come. As a queer person, it was joyful to see a film which could showcase the sensitivity of a queer ally like you towards the character of Dilton. These are things people like me grew up without and still yearn to find. Seeing oneself and one's community showcased through the culture we consume is the point at which society slowly starts to shift. I'm glad to be around to see this shift. Thank you to your contribution, all the actors, the writers, and everything it takes to bring a production to the fore.
Wow.
From a queer person. So I think that was really touching.
Now that Archies is done and all of that, and even while shooting the film, did you even give this a thought that hey, okay, I'm a part of something that maybe generations from now on, okay, when they actually Google that okay, Archies in India, they're gonna come back and watch me. Probably you will be like 50 years, or you won't even be there to see that era, but people will actually keep rewatching your content.
I didn't think of it till right now when you said it. I don't think I've thought of things this way. I don't think too much in the future. I'd like to take things as they come. That's why like things impact me the way they do. Even the release, like I knew it was happening for the longest time. 7th December, it's going to be out for the world to see. But when it happened, it was suddenly like, it impacted me in a different way. So, I mean, I guess people, if they do go back to this film, I'm going to always be there. It's set in stone. I'm, going to always be in this film. I think Reggie Mantel's always going to remain. So that's a really cool feeling, I guess. Yeah. But I just don't think of things this way.
And you guys also went to Brazil, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
That was bizarre because it had happened after a really long break. So I was just sitting at home auditioning for other things. I did not know which direction my life was going in again. Because when you're shooting, you're busy and things are great and things are moving. So after we wrapped in, I think December 22, from Jan to June, we did nothing for the film. So that phase was a bit weird in my life because I didn't know what was
to
happening.
do now.
And months of me basically sitting at home trying to figure out what to do. So when Brazil happened, it was like, okay, I'm going back to Archies. So that was exciting anyway, spending time with these people again. And just the way the event was, it was the people that I saw, the people that I met there, to be dancing on stage. I never thought in my life I'd be dancing on stage and 10,000 people out there going to see me live. So that was a fantastic experience.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll remember it for all my life.
But what is that one thing if you actually sit back today and see that's common between Vedang and your character Reggie? That one thing.
Similarities, I guess the way he cares about the people around him and the way he's kind of looking out for them in his own way. I think that part of it.
Yeah.
But everything else, I don't feel like that at all. I'm not as confident as Reggie. I don't think I'm as vain as Reggie. I don't think I'm as cocky as Reggie.
Yeah.
I'd like to believe so. So yeah, there's certain things that are there, but I don't think I'm like him.
Yeah. Damn. Also, as an artist, when you are a part of a project, okay, at times it may or may not do well, okay, and of course on social media there's a lot of criticism that comes a project's way, and when you read it, sometimes you know that okay, this is constructive criticism that about okay, this could have been better, and this is just aimed at targeting people, okay. As somebody who reads stuff like this, have you also developed that mechanism that hey, I'm supposed to filter this out and I'm supposed to actually pay attention to what they are actually trying to say? Have you managed to do that?
Yeah, I think you understand the way something is worded when it's supposed to be constructive. It's coming from a good place, or if it's just coming from hatred. So I guess I'm able to kind of filter that out. I like it when there's constructive criticism. I'll always appreciate it if somebody's critiquing the way a film is made. Screenplay, story writing, cinematography, acting, all those things I can still kind of take in. When it comes from I don't want to watch this film because so and so and so and so, from when it comes from prejudice, then I think I'm able to filter it out. But I'm still learning. I'm very new, very new to this world, very new to the attention that comes with it, the comments people make that comes with the territory. So yeah, I think I figured it out along the way.
Have you noticed that probably this has started happening with you, that before Archies released, you were of course auditioning and you were like, fine, I didn't get a call, move on, let's move on to the next audition. You were just like, doing your own thing in your own world. But do you think like ever since Archies release, it's like now you are in the game and now you have to be constantly out there getting something, because if you don't, you're going to feel like, oh damn, what's happening with my life? Is it going the right way?
Yeah, it's like, it's such a shift now, because now I feel like, okay, now I need to, have a project out in a certain time span. And I'm like, I go back to how it was to just not have anything and be sitting at home. Just right now, like I said before, To Doom happened, just sitting at home doing nothing. And now it's like on to the next and what's going to happen, and trying to meet people and trying to like figure things out. So it's just how it is, it's just how the space is. But I don't think I'm taking too much pressure on myself. I want to take it slow. I want to take it easy. I want to make interesting choices, and I'm not looking too much into the future. I just know I want to keep improving.
Yeah.
So I'm just working on that.
Are we scared, nervous, what?
Nervous, always nervous.
Anxious?
Anxious to an extent, yes. But I'm just soaking everything in and taking things as they come, and we'll see what happens. We'll see where life takes me.
Which are the 3 films, Bollywood films or Hindi films, that you think have deeply impacted to being the artist that you want to be?
I think one of them is Pyasa.
Wow.
Guru Dutt Saab. One of the finest, like, it was just so, the first time I saw it was quite recently, to be honest, and it just impacted me in a way that
I wasn't expecting you to say Pyasa, just say.
It's one of the 3 films. I think secondly, because it was during the phase that I was kind of growing up, I saw Rang De Basanti and I really, really loved that film.
Yeah.
I think it's, and the performances were fantastic. And in recent times, I guess something like a Gully Boy. Ooh. I really thought that was a great film.
True.
But there's so many. I can't say this is my top 3, but I just
these 3 are at the top of your head.
Off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what you have to do is you have to name each actor from Archies, and you have to describe them in one word.
Okay.
Go for it. Take the name. Describe them in one word.
Okay. Agastya. Joyful.
Okay.
Khushi. Sweet.
Okay.
Suhana. Caring.
Okay.
Yuvraj. Soft.
Okay.
Mihir. Hardworking. And Dot. Talented.
Wow. And the last one coming your way, by the way.
Yeah.
If today you had to go back in time and give an advice to the person who was auditioning and trying to figure which way am I going, is it going the right way, all of that, what would you like to tell that person?
Trust the universe. I feel like during that phase of my life when, I was still in college when I was auditioning, but there was so many like things that I was worried about in life. And I was working hard, but I kind of would like curse the world for like, being the way it was. And like when things don't work out, you start feeling frustrated. I would just tell him to trust the process, trust the universe, and just keep going. Keep going.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But keep soaring high. All the very best for your next project.
Thank you so much.
There's a lot, by the way, chatter happening about your next project. I don't know how true that is. Is it true? Is it not true?
I haven't heard anything.
You have, please, of course you've heard it. It's okay. We're going to wait for all the confirmations to come. But no, keep soaring high. You were fab in Archies, by the way.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank you so
on that. Keep soaring high. Always hoping to see you
you.
super soon. Till then, this one is a wrap.